All right, so a pleasant morning to everyone. Hello to all our Facebook and YouTube viewers. Welcome to Code Your Future with StackTreck, Web Development for Beginners Workshop. I am King and I will be your host for this morning's event. But before we dive into today's session, I would like to remind everyone that if you have any questions regarding the session for today, you can type them in the comment section and we will be addressing them during the Q&A session. All right, so let's not delay this any further. We will be diving into the very exciting part of our session this morning, and to introduce to you our research speaker. She is a computer science graduate, magna cum laude, content creator, seasoned public speaker and mentor, former application analyst, and social media specialist. She is currently the technical community manager of education.ph and technical support agent for PAR or Power Technology Incorporated. She is also an Angel Hack ambassador and mentor of Impact Hackathon. She shares her knowledge with various universities and tech companies about the fundamentals of web development, web design, information security, database systems, and automation. And she aspires to be a computer science professor and cybersecurity analyst. Let's all give a warm welcome to Atcha Abe. Good morning, Atcha. Hi, Atcha, I think
Yeah.
you're
Good morning. Actually, it's almost evening from it's already evening from where I am. So good morning to everyone in the
okay.
yes, hi team. Thank you for
Hello.
introducing me and for inviting me as StackTreck. Okay, so yeah, and I can begin now. All right, thank you. Okay, so today, welcome everyone. You're going to learn about web development. So this workshop is for beginners, whether you have a technical background or not, and it's very beginner friendly, and I'm going through each steps with you. Hindi siya magiging masyadong technical. Also let me know if you're watching from a different country or if I need to speak straight English yan. So I would have an idea. Sabi ni Lizel, hello, Ate Atcha. Hi. Ayan. Okay, so I've already been introduced. So I've been doing a lot of workshops and trainings. I do mentoring, anything about the fundamentals of technology. Also love to learn about the trends and new innovations in tech. So that's the reason why I also have a diverse background when it comes to sharing my knowledge in technology. So with that, then before I begin, I would also like to know our participants today. Let me know your name, where you're from, what your occupation is if you're a student or a professional. So I would have an idea on how would I be able to navigate our workshop for today. And I also believe we have a wide range of backgrounds from students, college students, senior high school students. I've also there are a lot of people then who are interested even though they already have a background in web development. Gusto nila yung they would like to have a refresher about the fundamentals of web development. So I'm reading the chat right now. Let me know that you're here. Ayan, I can see people from Bulacan, Camarines Norte, Cavite, Batangas State University. Hi, Rubel. Ayan. Meron ba tayo ditong mga web developers? Ayan, are you guys a student, a fresh grad, a professor? Let me know. Ayan, I'm reading them. Hello. We have Randy from Negros Oriental, Marvel from Antique. Ayan. From Batangas, we have here Jonathan, a computer science student from Pangasinan, and that's great. Peer from student from PUP. Do we have here non-tech students who are interested to learn about web development? Ayan, let me know then. So para dito ako magkaroon ng idea on how we're going to do our workshop. So even though you guys are watching via YouTube or we're streamed live, I also encourage you to um, follow through what I'm going to discuss with you today using our tools later for web development. We have here Lizelle, third year computer engineering student from AMA. We have here Puka, the billionaire, unemployed former BPO employee. We have here Jason. Hello, I'm Jason from Zamboanga, fresh grad but willing to learn kasi free. Oh, we have JM here. Hi, Miss Atcha, student from NU Baliwag. Okay, all right. I can see we have a wide background today. Ayan. Oh, we have Kira, full stack web developer. Welcome. Ayan, hello, sabi ni Brian. Okay, I'll begin now. Huwag na natin patagalin pa. So, this is a breakthrough or an objective of our workshop today. So, we'll be having 2 hours. This is ample time for us to learn the basics of web development. So, I have here our resources then as our guide. So we're going to go through each step one by one. We're going to learn about, of course, the introduction of web development, followed by the difference of web development and web design. So we're going to learn the technologies of HTML, CSS, JS, and then we're going to prepare our tools that you will be needing. We're just going to install one tool, which is Visual Studio Code, and then from there we're all set. As long as you have the browser, internet, your computer, you are able to create your web app. Even you can even code on your phone. Pero iba yun eh. Today we're going to use our desktop. Then from there we're going to um, I changed it a little bit. It's not a web portfolio na kalimutan ko palitan, but it's going to be a sign-up form, which is also one of the common features in or integrations in your web application. Ayan. Okay, so let's proceed. So I always begin with a question. I'm curious to know if you can create a website without coding. So what is your guess or the first thing na pumapasok sa isip nyo when you um, think about creating a website? At this time and age, do you think it's possible to create a website without coding? Yes or no? Ayan, let's see. We have here almost 60 people watching us right now. Tingnan natin dito. Ayan, let me know. Yes, 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 with team builders. Yes, yes, yes. May magno-no ba? Nakaka-capital yes. CMS. There are no code options. Yes. Bakit yes? So may mga sumasagot na maybe. Ayan. Bakit yes? So meron na tayong tamang sagot. Yun nga, ang mga theme builders, no code options. Ayan. So if it's also your first time encountering this question or checking their answers, so yes, it's possible to create a website nang hindi nagko-code. But today we're going to learn how to code, and that's where my follow-up question comes in. So which one is better? So then sabi ni Christine, some platforms you can just drag and drop. Yes, that's true. We have here, sabi ni Kira, content management systems like WordPress, Wix, etc. Yes, that is correct. Ayan. How about the others? So which one is better? So that's the correct answer. It's possible to create your web app using without doing code. So I would like to know kung alin yung sa tingin niyo mas better. You can take a guess. Do you think creating your web application through coding is much better than not coding or using these theme builders, itong mga drag and drop applications, itong mga no-code platforms? Ayan, sabi ni Jason, window-based but still has a code to function. Sabi ni Berg, coding is better. How about the others? Ayan. Especially those with a tech background, let me know. Ayan. Through coding, mas better. Ayan, we have here 60, more than 65 people. So I'm interested to know at least 10 answers. Sabi ni Kier, coding is much better because you have the full control of the website. Correct. Sabi ni Neanderthal, depends on the needs. No need to reinvent the wheel sometimes. Okay, that's also a good point. Sabi ni Grishel, coding is better especially when database is involved. Yes, of course. Data is important. Sabi ni Vincent, depends on how you use the website. No idea, sabi ni Puka. Sad face. It's okay. That's what the reason why you're here today. Sabi ni HM, through coding grants us more flexibility. Little to no limits with coding. That's correct. Depends on project timeframe and requirements, but coding for me. Yan. Sabi ni Renzel, coding is so much flexible on what you need. Sabi naman ni City, hello, ayan. Ay, akala ko sagot niya. Ayan, sabi ni Andrew, structured program or code is technically better. Ayan, I can see that around 80% of you have answered that coding is much better. And indeed, it's true for those who are just starting their journey with technology and learning about web development. Even if we have these no code platforms, drag and drop functionalities, I also used to, in my work before as an application analyst, I also use no code platforms such as Power Apps. It's a Microsoft Power Apps tool that I used to create a web application without coding. It's very possible, it's very easy, it's very quick. Although the disadvantage or the cons of that is that you are limited to the options that you have, and it's not very scalable in terms of in terms when it comes to maintainability and yung flexibility nga as you have mentioned. And that a good thing about coding is you're able to really maximize yung mga tools or yung mga syntax na need nyo or technologies, and integration is also important din to be able to easily create your applications. That's why it's true na additional knowledge na din na yun nga, it's better to code when creating your web application. So the reason then why people still use no-code platforms or prefer no-code platforms tulad ng mga Wix, ganyan. These are for people, for example, for business owners or entrepreneurs or those who are not don't have a specialization in technology or a developer background. It makes them easier kasi to create these applications in one single click, in one single drop, especially if yung mga needs nila, it's hindi gano'n ka-complex. It's very straightforward. Madali naman din talaga gamitin yung no-code platforms. But it's still good to invest in a product or a web application that is, ano talaga, hard-coded talaga. It's more personalized. It's more secured. Importante din yung security when it comes to web development. And talagang nagagamit yung data or yung mga functions na need mo na ma-maximize mo siya. So, ayun yung additional explanation with that. But here, ito na talaga yung introduction of web development. So when we hear about web development, we're going to use the internet, we're going to use the computer. It's our way to interact and communicate from our end to the user. It's also a product, di ba, for business owners, ayan, for companies. And with web development, you're able to do a lot of things. Ayan. Ito dito natin na we're able to showcase our services online through web development. So, web development, this is a process or a creation of a dynamic web application. Ayan. And then we have two divisions here. We have the front end, which is the user interface, and the back end, which is commonly naririnig nyo or na-i-interpret nyo with database. Ayan, let me further read comments. Ayan, sabi ni Jeanette, marami pong website offers plugins and template for web design. Ayan, yes, with Code is better. Bootstrap for web design, yes. Gamit na gamit din ang Bootstrap. So with Bootstrap, if you don't have any idea, it's like a template that you can use instead of coding everything from scratch. Ayan. And next is web design. So ano bang pinagkaiba ng web design? With web design, this focuses more on the look and feel of your web application. So in here, we have here the aesthetic. This means your web design should be visually beautiful, should be simple, should be clean, should be easy to read. Hindi yung very cramped, pinagsiksikan lahat ng mga elements, mga placeholders sa iyong application. So, it's mostly very clean, easy to read, easy to navigate through. And with web design, meron tayong dalawang types. We have the static and the dynamic website. So with static, it's more, what you see is what you get. Yun yung usually how I describe static website. It's easier to develop, but it's much cheaper and it's fixed. So hindi siya kagaya ng dynamic na you'd always have to update it from time to time, modify features, modify functions. So with static, the common examples of a static website is information based website. Kung if you're going to write articles, but usually the articles they modified from time to time. Pero for example, stories that you'd like to post, you can upload yung mga videos, for example, ganon, that you don't have to types of web applications that doesn't need much modification, ayan, or updating. And then we have here dynamic web design or a web application is a bit more complex. It has a lot of integrations such as APIs, ganyan, yung mga sinishare nyo din dyan sa chat. And then although if you're going to do or you're going to do freelance work, for example, if you want to become a developer, if you're going to showcase your services and you want to specialize in creating more dynamic websites, it will be more costly to your client, ayan, or to your client, and it's more editable, more flexibility, although it adds more maintainability. That's the difference with static website. And with web design, ito din yung usually nakakaligtaan ng karamihan when it comes to web development. Kasi if you're a web developer or if you want to become a web developer or web designer, mostly kasi ang instinct dyan is you want to create something to the point na you're not able to um, parang you're not able to realize sometimes na kung alin yung target talaga ng web application mo. Although there are limitations then when it comes to web applications. For example, you want to create a web application for the elderly. So with that, if you want to create an application that would be helpful and efficient and convenient for an elderly, of course, you need to apply accessibility in web design. And what does that mean? So with that, the goal of accessibility in web design is as much as possible to add more inclusivity in your application. And an example of that is to create a website for the elderly. And we know that with them, they would need bigger fonts on their text, mga ganyan, larger images. So those are an example. We have here blind, deaf, ayan, mga colorblind. And of course, this enables them to have equal access on your web application. Or if so, if you want to create a general web app, if you can add features for to adjust, for example, yung scale ng web app. So, yun yung part ng web design. So, if you have additional information while I am discussing, please free to do so. I know we also have people here specializing in development. I would appreciate that. Ayan. So next is the anatomy of web development. And in here we have three. This is much easier for us to understand the difference between HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Let me first begin with HTML. So HTML stands for, ayan, anyone who would like to answer? Ayan, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Ayan, I also would like to share din yung resource natin for today, which is W3 Schools. Ito talaga yung resource ko ever since high school, nung grade 8 pa ata o nung grade 9 when I started doing web development. I believe I was around 14 or 15. So this is a really reliable source, and I also recommend for those who are starting to learn about web development to use this as your resource. And it's very descriptive, it's very straight to the point. Madami na ding add-on features dito. Pwede ka na din maging certified. That's ngayon ko lang din nalaman. So, ayan siya. And then, so HTML, Hypertext Markup Language, is standard markup language for web pages. And this enables you to create your own website. So, we're going back. Ito talaga yung bones when it comes to the anatomy of web development. Ayan. And yeah, it's easy to learn. And in here, you can also have all of the things that you would need to learn about HTML. We're going to go through some of them later. And then next is we have CSS, or Cascading Style Sheet. Ayan, Cascading Style Sheet. So this gives you yung mismong design. Or in here in this example, the skin, ayan, the hair, and the met, and this brings your web application into life. Ayan. If you have additional information, feel free to add then. I might miss some points. And then last is JavaScript. So this adds functionality. So ito yung nagiging muscles niya to be able to give functionality to your web application. Ayan. Okay. And then I'm just going to pause a little bit. I know that's medyo delayed din sa stream natin, but let me know then if you have questions, additional information before I proceed. Ayan. Okay, just drop them there, okay? All right. Okay, and of course, a last thing then about web development and web design, the most important thing, especially with the tools that we use. We use different devices every day to access our web applications is responsiveness. So with responsiveness, this focuses more on the scalability of your on the different kinds of devices. So if you're going to create an application, it should be scalable on your phone, on your laptop, or on your tablet. Ayan. All right, so we're going to begin now. We're on almost on the half of our workshop for today. This is going to take more of our time. We were going to create our first web application, our sign up page. So I'm going to give a few seconds to know if you're also going to join us today. Ayan. Sabay tayong gagawa ng first web application natin. Ayan. Let me know in the chat. I'm going to give like around 3 minutes. Let's see. 2 to 3 minutes. Medyo delay lang tayo sa stream. So, while waiting, ayan, hopefully I encourage you to join. We are almost 70 here, so at least half or more than half kasi that's the purpose or the reason why we're doing this workshop is for you to be able to have an output after the end of this session. So, while I'm waiting, isa pa lang ang nag-GG daw. Ayan. We're going to use the following tools and resources. We're going to use your preferred browsers, or it can either be Chrome or Edge. Ayan. And then we have Visual Studio Code, our code text editor. And then we have W3 Schools, which are going to learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript more. G daw, go. Ayan, GG. Okay, that's great. Sige. So, ayan, for our first step, we're going to download Visual Studio Code. So, in here kasi I've already have downloaded it para madali na lang tayo mag-demonstrate later. But in here, you can go to code.visualstudio.com. Ayan, makikita nyo dito yung ayan, makikita nyo dito yung downloads. You can either download depending on your OS and kung Mac, Windows, Linux. So just download depending on your OS. Ayan. Okay lang. Ayan, Marvel. You can watch this back in case you'd be needing to gusto mong balikan ng nakaraan. So, ay, humugot. Ayan. Done. Okay. Game na daw. Ayan. Sabi, ask ko lang po if madideploy din po ba after gumawa. Jasper, hindi pa. Kasi for beginners, gagawa lang muna tayo ng static web application. Ayan. Wow daw. Okay? Alright. So, just keep on chatting then if you're interested to join us. Wala pa tayo sa kalahati, pero I'll proceed as we go through. Ayan. Okay? So, you download this. It's just easy setup. Install it. And then, once that is installed, the first thing that we're going to do before I begin, ayan, papakita ko yung output. So, usually kasi pag if you're going to observe yung mga web development trainings or mga web development workshops, ang pinakauna talagang ginagawa nila is yung ano lang, yung title and then yung header. Hello world, welcome to my page. This is my first web application. So we're going to add more into that. We're going to really make susulitin natin yung session natin today. We're going to create a form which is common. Ayan. Although ito talaga for beginners, but if you want to challenge yourself after this, you can also do API integration such as Google sign up, Facebook sign up, yung mga ganyan common din. So this can either be a sign up or a login form. You can customize this any type you want. Ayan. Ganito kasi commonly if you're starting with web development, minsan di natin masyado na-appreciate, ay, gain lang yung output. Pero when you learn the process of creating on how you're going to code them, dito na yung mas interesting. Ayan. And then, ito naman yung applied CSS. As you can see, there's a lot of things to improve, especially if you have a background in web design and yung principles ng design. So that we will explore din later. So, ang functionality, if you are familiar with JavaScript, diba, usually when you do JavaScript, when you do the scripting using that technology, it's more on a computational side. So today, what we're going to do is just very simple. Wala tayong mga math or anything. We're just going to get yung button to be able to hide and show the detail of the event. So this is an old project that I did way back. Ito yung pinakauna kong peer mentoring session about web development, kaya nakikita 2020. Ayan. And then we're going to improve this later. Ayan, ready. Okay, that's great game. And then CSS, I'm going to give you the freedom to show your creativity. I'm going to guide you then with that as well. And then, ayun, after this session, I would like to know din yung output nyo. Kaya I'm looking forward for you to share with me din yung output nyo. Okay? Alright. Okay na po ba ang ating mga Visual Studio Code? Let me know in the chat. Ayan, I'm going to wait. Okay, let's see. Ayan, and then I can also give a copy of the presentation. Ayan. Ready? Very good. Ready na. So, di ba first, HTML muna tayo. First, HTML, JavaScript, and then CSS. Pero when you're creating, it's up to you sometimes kasi, of course, you should start with HTML. Some people start with CSS and then JS. JS and CSS interchangeable. Wala naman tayong fixed process or a method to do this. So, first is to create, ating output. Ayan. And then, we're going to ito yung first step natin is about HTML elements. So HTML elements, it's the part where everything that's on the start tag and end tag is considered an element. So what does that mean, Atcha? Ayan. Alright, using our W3 schools, ayan. See, elements. Ayan, elements. Everything from start tag to end tag. So this one, the first tag here, yan, that it starts with a bracket, a pointed bracket. I forgot how to call that. Pero this is called a start tag. Ayan. And the end tag has a forward slash inside of it, at the beginning of it. Ayan. And it says here that an element is everything from the start until the end of the tag. Especially do sa gusto ng refresher. Ayan yung element. Okay? Let's go back. Ayan. And then we're going to create our HTML elements or our HTML template. So in here, ayan, wait, gagawa tayo bago. Open folder. Select open folder on your Visual Studio Code. Minsan guys, mabilis si Atcha para siya nagra-rap. Idol niya kasi si Cardi B. Kaya sabihan niyo lang ako kung masyado na ako mabilis. Pero I'll try my best to slow down a little bit. Okay, so when you open your folder, you can just go to your desktop. Ako kasi I do desktop. Pero ang practice kasi din is to do it on your drive. Pero kasi ang gulo niyan right now. But desktop muna tayo for now. And then create new folder. Ayan. And then you can, let's name this web dev. Ayan. For now, pare-pares muna tayo para makasunod tayo. Ayan. Okay. Web dev. And then in here, you can create your new folder para then later you can add another folder and challenge yourself. So this one, sign up. Ayan. Okay. Click this sign up folder. Select the select folder button located on the lower right corner. Click that, and another window from VS Studio Code will pop up. Yes, I trust the authors. And then nandito na siya sa left pane, sign up. Okay? You have the same output. I'm going to pause for a moment. I just want to make sure na na nakakasabay kayo. Ayan, let me know. And then also, if you have questions, go ahead and Atcha, masyado ka mabilis. Or Atcha, ano nga ulit yun? I'll repeat it for you. We have time naman. Let me know. Ayan. Okay, while we're waiting, ayan, on our presentation. So, ayan. After we're done with this, meron papakita ko din yung output na on each slide. So, per section tayo. Hindi tayo magko-code ng dire-diretso. Kaya let me know if you have questions or kung nakakasabay kayo or hindi. Ayan. So, I'm waiting on the chat. Wait, nakatingin ako sa YouTube eh. Baka mamaya may, let's see. Meron din pala Facebook. Sorry, nakalimutan. May Facebook pala. Okay, I'm reading on the StreamYard na. Ayan. Okay na daw, sabi sa Facebook. Any other, how about sa Facebook natin? Sasabay ba kayo? Ayan. Pero mas madaming nanonood sa YouTube. Ayan, okay. Alright. So, are we all set? Let me go back again. So, ang ginagawa pa lang natin is, okay lang kami dito, sabi ni Sam. That's good. Okay. Is gumawa ng folder. And then, in your Explorer, on the left pane, in here, select itong paper na naka-fold yung corner on the top right. Select new file. Ayan. And then, in here, you can put signup.html. Before kasi, if you're curious to know, especially if you have a background with text editors, I used to code and create my web apps using Notepad. Not Notepad++, Notepad. Ganun ka ancient then or ano. And then I transitioned to Notepad++. I also experienced using Sublime Text. And then, nasanay na ako. A lot of people recommended which was Visual Studio Code. And I also recommend it. Bakit? Kasi tulad na nakikita nyo ngayon, when we created our project file, our HTML file, makikita niyo na dito may indicator kung anong file type siya. So for example, if I want to create a Python, 'di ba? Ayan, makikita niyo this is a Python file. It's a good thing about coding or creating your web application with Notepad++, Visual Studio Code. Ayan. So, ang next step na natin, once you have created your HTML file, let me go back again to our presentation. Ayan. Before, di ba, yan, sa mga nakaka-relate Notepad daw, di ba dati, we used to type everything one by one. A good thing about Visual Studio Code, when you put exclamation point and when you hit enter, nandyan na agad yung inyong HTML template or syntax. Ayan. Do you have the same output? Ayan, let me know. Okay. Ayan. Alright, so in here, eto. Ayan, medyo may delay lang ng konti sa ating StreamYard. So, I'm back reading again. Sabi ni Ian Cobra, nod lang po muna ako. Yeah, go ahead. Ayan. Okay. Alright, okay. So, we're going to go through each one of our HTML document. So, doc type, if you're curious to know what doc type means, kasi the latest HTML version is HTML5, diba? With this one, this is an indicator or an identifier, the type of HTML type itong ating gagawin na web application. So, in this one, this is HTML5. Ayan. Kung nagtataka kayo, bakit may doc type? So, it's also important to identify kung yung mga nakalagay, di ba, sa ating mga project files and codes. Ayan. Pwede po pa zoom. Of course, wait lang. Ayan. Okay, let me know if this is okay. Zoom ko pa ng konti. Okay na ba to? Or later pa ng konti. Yan. How about this one? Pwede mo pang gawin kahit sa notepad muna. Yes, yes. Let's see. Ayan, maganda ding example yan para meron pa akong notepad++. Ay, ito meron ako. Ayan, we can do two types. Although wala naman siyang significant difference, pero ayan. Ito yung itsura ng Notepad++. You can either use one of the two code editors. Ang difference lang dito kasi, an advantage of Visual Studio Code is it's straight up, it's able to directly do your file type. And with Notepad, for this one, for example, if I paste ko to, I have to click Save As pa. Ayan. And then, I did updated yung notepad ko. Ayan. And then, you can do it here. Ayan. Sign up. Ganun siya. Okay? Ayan. Tama yung sinabi ni Jacob. Just type exclamation point, automatic na lahat. So, yun yung maganda sa Visual Studio Code. Okay? Let's move on na. Ma'am, paano po mag-sign up po sa course? I think kasi dito, ito bang course na to? Ayan. This is a free workshop event right now. Ayan. So, wala namang sign up. Sa mga nag-register, ayan. Okay? Alright, okay. Next step. Ito na. Next step, move on na tayo, guys. Minsan kailangan natin mag-move on para maka-move forward tayo, di ba? May progress. Okay, wait lang. Okay. Ayan, next step. Ay, nangyari. Sinotepad. Ayan. So, we're going to put our title, which is yung ating in here. Ayan. And kasi naman sa Visual Studio Code, parehas tayo right now. So, go to your line 7. Ayan. And to give further additional information pala, in coding kasi or in web development, what the computer does is it reads every line. So, pag niraran niya sa compiler, per line siya nire-read. Ganon. Okay? Ayan. And then, in here, title, change the title to sign up dash your name. Ayan. Save. Ayan. Hit on save. And then, at the top part of your Visual Studio Code, ayan, tama. Procedural. Sabi ni Lizelle. Very good. Okay? Select run. You can either press F5. Ayan. Then, select your web application. I prefer Edge kasi mas maganda siya. Ayan. And then, I have a question. Ito yung output natin today. Do you think it should have something inside or hindi pa? And why? Sabi ni Kane, question po, front-end lang po ba lahat? Yes, for now, it's static web page to. So, yung JavaScript natin, it's more on the front-end side pa. Ayan. Okay? Let's see. Let's check if you're able to understand yung ano natin today. Yung ginawa natin, yung first step. Is it expected na may laman na dapat ang ating web page? Ayan, let me know lang din. Sabi ni John, wala pang elements eh. So, wala pang di-display na output. Wala pang element. O, review lang ulit tayo sa element. Very good na nag-interact kayo. So, an element, when we talk about the element, it is everything from the start to the end tag. Ayan. So, you've mentioned na wala pang elements. So, how about this one? Is this an element? Ayan, let's see. Okay lang, Sunshine. Medyo babagalan natin. Tsaka uulitin ko para mas maintindihan nyo. Ayan. So, sabi ni Andrew, you're not using the live server. No, in this session, hindi din. Ayan. Para they can connect, no? Pero for this one, hindi. Ayan. So, let's see. I'm just checking the chat comments ulit. I know medyo delay, pero ayan. Okay. Babasahin ko lang. Wala pa daw dapat laman. Okay, that's correct. Ayan. Sabi ni Emir, no, kasi wala pang code inside the body. Correct? Sabi ni Ryzen, none so far, pero dapat si title bar is updated sa name na nilagay sa title tag. Sabi ni D, wala pang laman sa body. Ayan, wala ka pang nilagay sa body. Ayan. Very good, very observant. May changes na daw, which is nasa title, nasa head. Ayan. I mean yung tags pala. Yes, ayun, correct. So, meron na tayong element. Ang wala lang tayo naman dun sa body. Although, meron naman talaga tayong nagawa. Kasi, ito na yung natin, output natin. Meron tayong nagawa kasi nag-add tayo ng title sa head, which is, ito yung title, which is sign up dash atcha. Okay? Wala po, di pa po nagko-close tag. Yes, nagko-close tag on the elements. So, meron na tayong element. Okay? Ayan, para din na-observe ko medyo, yun nga, merong confusion ng konti sa elements sa wordings, ganyan, attributes, di ba? Minsan nakakalito talaga, kaya naiintindihan ko. So, nagre-review lang din tayo, especially those sa may background na. So, okay, again, pag pinag-usapan natin ang element sa isang HTML, ayan, it's everything from the start tag to the end tag. Okay? Minsan kasi yung iba, they connotate element sa opening tag lang, or mismo ito lang. Ito, ang tawag dito, ang buong line na yan, anything that has a start tag and the end tag and everything inside of it is called or considered an element. Okay? Ayan. We're going to make sure this is beginner friendly. Gusto ko maintindihan nyo din talaga siya. Okay? Next step. Balik tayo dito. So, ayan yung HTML element. And tama kayo, ayan lang naman talaga yung output natin, which is nandun sa title ng ating tab. Ayan, okay? Next is HTML tags. So, gagawa na tayo ng form using the div tag. Sabi ni Jacob, hello, I'm Jacob from Los Baños, Laguna. Ayan. Okay, alright. So, next step na tayo, guys. Okay? I-repeat ko lang yung nangyari kanina. So, nung nagsimula tayo, especially kung meron kakadating lang din, nagsimula tayo, we have one tool na dinownload lang natin. So, ang requirements po natin dito ay ang browser, text editor, ayan. And of course, your internet and your computer, then you're good to go. So, nag-install lang kami ng Visual Studio Code. Kung gusto nyo po i-download yon instead of using Notepad or Sublime Text, you can go to code.visualstudio.com. Again, code.visualstudio.com, download nyo lang yung OS ninyo na compatible sa inyong computer. And then, once you open Visual Studio Code, you can go to File, open new folder, go to your drive or your desktop, create a new folder, name your folder to sign up. Ayan. Lagyan lang dito. Tapos, dito, gawa kayo ng folder nyo ng, ano ba yun? Meron na pala dito. When you go to your desktop, ayan, create your folder. You can name it web dev, web development. And then from there, you can create your sign up folder. Then select that folder on the lower right corner. Ayan, custom. And then, ano pa yung folder details na natin? Ayan. So, dito sa loob ng sign up to, ulitin ko lang para makasunod yung iba. Guys, wait lang tayo dito. Okay. And then, select your new file. And then, type in signup.html. Okay? And then, ang ginawa namin kanina, again, para madali, you can just type in exclamation point and then papapakita na yung HTML file nyo or yung code nyo. And then, inside of the title tag, ayan, put here sign up dash your name. Ayan. Don't forget to save. Control S. And the next step is you can either press F5 or go to run. Ayan. Start debugging. Ayan. And then go to Edge. Ano daw, pahingi daw ng code. Siguro nasa code, nasa notepad. Sige, kakopy ko for you guys. And I'll put it in our YouTube. Kasi nasa YouTube siya nagtatanong. Ay, hindi ko ma-paste. Wait. Hatiin ko lang muna, Jason. Ayan. Pero magkadikit yan. Okay? Ayan. Ayan. Okay. Alright. Then from there, mabubuksan nyo na siya. Ito na yung output. Wait. Ayan. Yun na siya. Okay? Ayan. We're already done with the first step. Now, let's proceed to the second step. Ayan. Okay? Yun, salamat po. Hirap na ako. Ay, naku po ka. Magsabi lang kayo. Ayan, tutulungan ko naman kayo. Yun lang yung challenge kasi pag naka-live tayo sa YouTube tsaka sa Facebook, medyo hindi ko kayo mag-guide ng hands-on talaga. Kaya, I want to make sure just let me know. Mag-communicate lang tayo kung paano kayo mag-guide or if may ano kayo. Ayan, ang goal natin is magawa niyo una yung web app page. Ayan. Okay. Ayan, alright. Ayan na. So, let's proceed to our HTML tags. Gagawa na tayo ng form using div. Let's go back again to our resource. Ayan. So, before we create our form, medyo nasa bandang ano na siya. Next is naman, we're going to learn about attributes. Kasi ito, medyo para clear na hindi na malito. So, ang HTML element daw ay merong attribute. Okay? And with this one, ang attribute, this provide further information about your element. This, for example, if you're going to create a form, ano ba to, may name ba to, may ID ba to, mga ganyan, may, di ba, for example, where you're creating CSS sa mga may background, we put class inside of it as an attribute to be able to identify which part of your web application you would like to style or modify, diba? Or design. Okay? So in this one, attributes are always specified in the start tag. So ibig sabihin, sa part ng element nyo, makikita nyo yung attribute nyo at the start of your element, which is mostly located at your start tag, diba? And then attributes usually come in name or value pairs like name equals double quotation value. Ayan. And for example, here, we have here the href attribute. This is most commonly known as yung link tag natin. Ayan. And the a tag defines a hyperlink. We use a tag. Ayan. And inside the a tag, ano ba dito yung attribute natin? Okay, review tayo. We have an element called, diba, A. We have an A tag. And inside that line, dito sa example, alin dito, zoom in ko na lang din, alin dito yung attribute. Nandyan na yung sagot sa screen. Ayan. Magtataka talaga ako pag di nakuha yung sagot. Okay, so I'm going to wait for the answer. How about the others? Ayan. Very good. Usually kasi nakalito talaga, element and attribute. Pero to give you an easier way of understanding it, an attribute is part of an element and that attribute is at the start of the element located at the start tag. Okay? href mommy. Yes, TJ. Okay? Ayan, very good. Let's proceed. Now, ayan. Let's go back here. Ayan. Meron tayong divs and meron tayong header. Let me first begin with the header. So in HTML, we have headings and we have 6 headings. Heading 1 is the largest and heading 6 is the smallest. So this is an example. And in the headings, we use the H tag. So it depends on the size. So kung gusto mo yung pinakamalaki, you use the H1, and if you want the smallest one, you use the H6. And it's very straightforward. Ayan, no? Define the H1 to H6 tags. H1 defines the most important heading. So it's more based on the level of importance. Okay? Ayan, headings are important. So don't forget to put headings on your web application, on your pages. Ayan. Ito talaga yung ginagamit or the practice to use as your main text. Ayan. Sabi dito, search engines use the headings to index the structure and content of your web pages. Ayan. Siya yung important siya sa part ng document structure. Okay? Alright. Very good, guys. Okay. Alright. Dito, let's have a review. Alin dito yung element? Itong hinighlight ko, alin dito yung element? Review lang ulit tayo para maintindihan po natin alin dito yung element sa hinighlight ko. Mag-wait lang kasi medyo may delay tayo. Ayan. Let's see. H1. Malapit na. May hindi pa nakakuha ng sagot. Hindi pa rin nakukuha yung sagot. Ang tanong ko, alin dito yung element? Wala pa rin nakakakuha ng sagot. Siguro nagkakamot ulo na sila. Ha? Atcha, tama naman ako H1 ha. Ayan. Hindi pa din guys. May kulang. Ayan. Sabi ni Tom tsaka ni Christian, open H1 to close H1 lahat. Very good yung buo. Ayan. Next question, alin naman dito yung attribute? Alin dito yung attribute? Next question, alin dito yung attribute? Very good. Ayan. Style. Ayan. Okay. So, Vince, yung font size, yun yung part ng attribute or yung value na tinatawag natin is the value of the attribute. Ayan. Very good. Ayan, I'm happy na na you're understanding it. Okay? Next is paragraph. Ito na yung mga need natin, tapos mag-proceed na tayo. So, paragraph naman, ayan, ang element na ginagamit natin ay ang P. Ayan. And a paragraph, kung if you're going to create a paragraph that starts with the opening and closing tag, kung saan siya magtatapos, nandun yung gagawa na siya ng bagong line. So, lahat ng bagay may katapusan. Ay, charot. Hugot ako, Atcha. Ayan. Okay, so, nag-a-add siya ng white space or margin before after a paragraph. So, usually kasi ba gumagamit tayo ng mga lorem ipsum na template and magugulat ka, dire-diretso siya kasi isa-isang paragraph tag mo lang siya nilagay. Pero, if you want to add another line, you can put that other section of your template to another element, which is inside the p tag. Ayan, okay? Alright, ito, this is an example. Diba? If you're going to create your paragraph, you create the first, divide it into two sections. Okay? Ayan. Konti na lang. Malapit na tayo. Uusad na tayo. Okay. Ayan. So, we're going to do this. Ayan. Balik lang tayo dito. Okay, balik po tayo sa ating Visual Studio Code. Ayan. Alright. And, okay. Dito, sa loob ng body natin, lalagay natin ang ating form. So, we're going to start with div. Ayan. And then, we're going to add an attribute called align and then put center. Ayan. Then, close. Ang maganda sa Visual Studio Code, that's why I also recommend you to do this with us at the same time. Gumagawa na siya agad ng closing tag. Unlike Notepad++, you have to type it manually pa one at a time. Okay, but don't worry, sa mga nasa Notepad++, ipipaste ko to for you. Okay? Para kakopy niyo na lang. And then, next is H1. So, again, review tayo. When it comes to the header, in the level of importance, ano yung number na smallest? Ayan, ano yung number na smallest? Inline CSS po ba tayo? No. Later, we're going to do separate style sheet for our CSS. Sabi ni Jacob, H6, very good. Ayan, nakakatuwa naman, napaka-active nyo. Ayan, okay. So, in this one, we're going to use H1 and then we're going to put inside the header tag sign up for. Okay. And then next line tayo, we're going to do our H2 tag and then we're going to put by and then your name. I'm giving you the freedom to do to put whatever or which text you want, pero this is just a guide for those who want to go through the step. I'm going to copy this and then we're also going to paste this sa ating YouTube. Ayan. Ang galing, na-highlight yung name ko. Ayan. Let me know kung may sumusunod sa Facebook para i-paste ko na din yung syntax. Wait, punta lang ako sa Facebook. Ay. Let's see. Para if need nyo. Okay, let me check. Can I make my own design po? Of course you can. Then you can send to me later yung output para lagay ko din po dito sa ating Facebook. Ayan, nice. Alright. Okay. Ayan, dami din po pala natin dito sa Facebook. Hello po, ngayon ko lang nakita. Ayan, okay. Alright, are we all good? Ayan. Next na tayo. Don't forget to save. Ayan. And then, let me go back to our presentation. Wait lang. Ayan. And our expected output is, wait lang, naglalag na yung aking laptop. Ayan. And our output is this one. So, meron na tayong form. Gumamit na tayo ng div sa form. So, again, F5 lang or go to run. Start debugging sa mga nasa Notepad++. Ang save nyo as HTML and then open nyo sa browser nyo. Wait, ibang ata to. Ulitin ko lang. May mali ba ako? Saan ba ako nagkamali? Double check ko nga. May nakalimutan si Atcha. Wala pa tayong field set. Ayan, yun yung line na hinahanap ko. So, next is yung field set. So, yung iba kasi gumagamit ng field set, diba? Hindi na. So, itong field set, this is just a guide for us para makapag-create ng section or a box sa web page. So, it's optional for this session. Para lang makita niyo yung division mamaya. Okay, don't forget to save that. And then, let's go back to our output. Run, start debugging. Ayan. Do you have the same output? Paste ko lang ulit. Huwag niyo kalimutan ilagay yung field set. So, it's a box or like a section. Ayan. Okay? Ito na kung mabilis ako para mag-guide ko kayo. And then, there's also a replay naman with this in case you want to look back into it after. I need this web-based kasi window-based na gawa. Ayan. Okay. Sige. Alright, next is, okay, proceed na tayo. Let me check. Ayan, next, ay, hindi ko pala napapakit yung presentation. Next is text box and radio buttons. Medyo pakalahati na tayo, kaya don't worry. Next is we're going to put yung text box and radio buttons. So, okay. See, alright. Balik lang tayo kay ating HTML. Text box, radio buttons. Ayan, no, dito sa forms. Okay, ito yung mga common form elements and information na makukuha nyo. And then we also have here tables, which we're going to use din today. Ayan. So, in here, inside the table, lalagay natin yung field set sa loob ng table. Another thing pala din, para hindi kayo mahirapan while learning today, you can go directly to W3 Schools and you can just copy this. Diba? It's an option for you. And then you can just paste it inside and then palitan nyo lang yung laman. You don't have to code everything. In web development, hindi mo kailangan i-memorize. It's more on the familiarization on yung the purpose of each element, what type of attribute that you are using, what type of functions, ayan, and tools that you're going to use, libraries. So, kailangan mo lang intindihan, hindi mo kailangan i-memorize line by line yung code mo, okay? So, inside the table tag, we have here the row, tr, and td, yung column. Again, inside the table tag, we have here the tr tag, which is the row, and td tag, which is the column. Okay? May tumatahimik na yung chat natin, kaya let me know if you're still understanding. So, let's go back again to our presentation. We're going to create a table. We're going to align it in the center. Then, we're going to put a legend. So, inside the field set, we have a legend tag. And the legend tag means this is the title of the field set. Then, we're going to name that legend personal information. Okay, very good. I'm still understanding. And then inside Atcha, what is this B tag? So the B tag stands for the bold tag. So there are two ways kasi someone asked kanina inline CSS po ba to? So meron dalawang ways on how you're going to design your web application using cascading style sheet. Meron tayong inline. You can use also an element called the B tag. That's how we used to do the styling before. But you can also style your elements in CSS on a separate style sheet and then change that to font weight ata ba yun or yung bold din, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. Ayan. So, you can style it here in line or you can style it on your style sheet. Okay? Kala ko error, yikes. Alin? Hindi yan error. Attribute yung naka-red. Thanks, nagawa ko na. You're welcome. Okay, let's begin. So, for our first step, kung na-copy-paste nyo na to, and again, sa mga nasa notepad, ipipaste ko to para sa inyo, don't worry. Inside our row, ayan. Okay. Ito kasing TH, ito yung header in a table. Balikan natin yung example ni, ayan. Ayan siya, oh. TH, I forgot to add this pala. TH is the header of the table, kaya ganyan TH. Then column, row. Kaya kung nalilito kayo, I know some might be confused. This is the row. This is the column. Pahiga, row, pahaba, column, patayo. Okay? Dati din nalilito ako, kaya inaintindihan ko. Okay. So, inside the row, we put first a label. Buti pa ang table, may label. Ay, di ba nabuhayan sila kasi humugot si Atcha. Ayan. Ano po yung link ng website? Hindi natin i-deploy yung website if that's what you're wondering. Pero yung link ng W3 schools pa. Wait lang. Dali ka usap eh. Ito, ililink ko yung W3 schools. Ayan. Wait lang. Balikan ko lang minsan hindi ko nakikita yung Facebook. Ayan, sige. Okay. Ayan. Sige, sisend ko JSON after natin. Saan na to? Okay. Let me go back lang again. Here? Okay, ayan. May label na po ba lahat? Kung natamaan kayo, sorry. Yan, label. Ito po yung tinutukoy ko yung label ng natin, Visual Studio Code. Okay, alright. Sa label, lalagay natin, ayan. We're going to put sa loob ng label, full name. Ayan, like usually in the form, you need your name, common information that is asked. I forgot to add din pala yung sa loob, wait lang. Dito. After table, ayan, next line tayo, we're going to put yung legend na na-mention ko. Again, ang ibig sabihin ng legend, this is the title of your field set. Okay, and inside the legend, we're going to add a bold tag, letter B, para maging thick yung ating label or legend, and then we're going to put personal information. Okay? Ayan. Alright, next, ayan. Next step is, of course, we're going to put here inside an input tag. So, ayan, input tag. Minsan hindi ko makagat yung open tag eh. Gawa na lang tayo ng closing. Ay, ba't nag-PR? But this is weird. Ayan, input. Ganyan na lang. Okay? Ayan. Na-double click ko, may mali ba? Ayan, okay. And then inside the input, we're going to add an attribute or a type called text. Ayan, text. So, ibig sabihin, the input, this is a text field. And then, ayan. And then just leave it blank. Okay, gets ko na. Kaya mali si Atcha. Input tag natin. So, this is an example, a good example. There are certain elements that doesn't have a separate start tag and end tag. So, it's possible for you to create an element na nandun na din yung closing tag sa loob, especially for these types, itong input type. And then, if you're creating a form, especially with the sign up or login, you can put a required dito para hindi siya maka-go through or hindi magsasubmit yung form hanggat hindi na lalagyan ng laman itong input na to. Okay? Alright. Save that one. And then next is, tama ba? Oh, okay, wait lang. May mali ako, napansin ko na. TD, it's supposed to be inside the column. Okay, don't forget to put it here. Ayan. Okay, uunti-untiin muna natin. Kaya ipipaste ko muna para may guide kayo. Guide ko lang muna to. Okay, I'll copy the whole table so you can just paste it on your end. Ayan. And HRBR input, no closing tag. Yes, thank you, Lizelle. Very good. Ayan. Teka lang. Ayan, wait lang. Facebook din. Because, ayan. Okay. Let me put it here. Ito yung table. So, mga nanonood sa Facebook, ito yung current syntax natin. Ayan. And then this one. Para nakasunod din. Ayan. Okay. Very good. Next step. Okay. Next step is to create another column. And inside that column, maglalagay ulit tayo ng label. Ito na, hindi lang isa yung label, dalawa. Tender. Ayan. And then, inside that, we're going to put input type. So, ito din yung one of the techniques that I do, especially when I code. Kinaka-copy-paste ko na lang. Wala namang masama dun. Just make sure you're changing it correctly. So, palitan na natin ito ng video. If we're going to look back sa ating example, nandito na tayo sa exciting part. Ay, hindi, sa personal information pala. Di ba nabubuhayan sila? Ayan. So, ito yung field set natin, itong personal information. So, nakalagay na tayo ng full name, which is the input tag. Ayan siya. And then, ito na yung ginagawa natin. Nandito na tayo sa part na to. We're going to add a radio button in the form, okay? So, put here radio. And then, dito na, we're going to add more than one attribute. We're going to assign an ID. And then, we're going to name it male. Ayan. Remove the required. Hindi siya kasama. Then, we're also going to add a name. Ayan, gender. And then, the value. Okay. Especially if you're going to integrate JavaScript or add more functionality or calling the input. The difference with ID, ayan, this separates it from the ID and the name. So, itong ID, it's more on the assignment. Ito yung i-call natin. And then name, this is the name of the input tag. And the value, of course, this gives value to your input element. Ayan. I don't know if I explain it properly. If someone can add, ayan, further information para mas maintindihan pa natin. Okay, let me double check. Ayan, closing tag. And then, ito naman, we're going to put another label below. Then we're going to name it male. And then next step, copy nyo lang to. Medyo mabibilis na ako kasi of our time para madami tayong magawa. We can add here female. Okay? Ayan, meron tayong spammer. Paano to natatanggal? Okay. Ayan, and then we can add here FE. Yeah, may spam. Ayan, female. Alright, make sure everything is correct. Dapat make sure napalitan niyo yung type. Ayan. Don't forget to save. And then let's go back here sa ating here and then let's stop this muna. Ayan, let's run it again. So, pwede mo siyang i-run or pwede mo siyang i-refresh. Ang maganda kasi sa Visual Studio Code, kahit i-refresh mo na lang siya. Sadya po bang walang required sa dulo? Sa gawa po, mamili po it's either male. Yes, correct. Male or female. Ayan no, ganyan siya. Lilipat siya. Para lumipat siya. Ibig sabihin nito, isa lang yung pwede niyang option. Okay? Ayan. Alright? All good na tayo. Malapit na tayo. Next na tayo. Okay? Ito na tayo. Okay? Let me go back to our presentation again. Ayan. So, nakita nyo, ayan yung output natin. Okay? Ayan, umuusad na tayo. Next. Dito na tayo sa drop-down menu. And I'm also going to give you information about NBSP, what it means. Okay, so we have two ways to break a line or add two different ways to add a space or add a line. So we have the wait lang. We have a break tag. So a break tag is this one, BR. And then we also have an ampersand NBSP or non-breaking space. So the difference with BR is that it gives a next line. Ayan, nag-next line siya. For example, lagay ko itong BR dito sa loob ng male and female. Tingnan natin kung ano yung mangyayari natin yung output natin. Save. Ayan, makikita nyo, when we used BR, nag-create ng next line at nilipat yung female sa next line. How about if we change this to NBSP or non-breaking space, tignan natin kung ano yung mangyayari. Save. Oops. Save. Nag-add lang siya ng another space. Alright, all good. So, yun yung difference ng break tag and yung NBSP or ampersand NBSP or non-breaking space. Especially if you're going to create blogs or going to put a lot of information online, mostly on paragraphs, you can either do that inside your paragraph tag. You can definitely insert BR. Ayan. You're welcome. Okay, next. Next na is magdadagdag na tayo ng drop down. Ayan. So, after that, TD. Okay. Dito, pwede tayo maglagay ng NBSP. Sample. And then, we're going to add another column. And inside, we're going to put another label. We're going to name this age. And then, inside of this one, now we're going to do the select tag. Ito na yung magiging drop-down functionality natin. Then, we're going to name this age. Set the ID to age. Alright? Okay. Ayan siya. And then inside of this one, we're going to put our options. Ayan. So inside the option element, we're going to add an attribute called value. Then we're going to add the number of the value. Inside the option tag, we're going to put a range. So you can either really do whatever you want. Pwedeng isa or pwedeng range. So in this example, we have 4 ranges. Ayan, copy-paste nyo lang to. Huwag nyo kalimutan palitan yung value. Ayan. And then change this, 21 to 25. Ayan, 26 to 30 and 31 above. Sample lang yan guys. Okay. And then run it again. Sa menu natin. Ayan, you have now a drop down. You have the same output. Ayan. Let's see. Ayan, nakikita ko din sa YouTube tsaka sa Facebook. Ayan, you have the same output. Okay. Alright, let's proceed. Next step. Balik na tayo sa ating PowerPoint. Ayan. So, yan yung output. Onti na lang, guys. Yan. Next is webinar field set. So, patapos na tayo. Kasi tapos na tayo dito sa first field set. Nandito na tayo sa second field set, which is ito. Ayan, okay? You can also add contact number and email add for this one. Yan, pwede nyo ito dagdagan. So, kung gusto nyo dagdagan ng contact number and email add, what you're going to do is just you're going to create another row. Yan, you're going to create another row. And inside of that, you can just copy this full name. Ayan. And then you can change this to contact number. Ayan, tingnan natin yung output. Ayan. See? You have your contact number and then email at magdadagdag lang din tayo ng column beside it. So, ganun lang siya kadali. Email at. Okay? Save. Refresh. Then you have the same output. Now, if you want to, kung na-OC kayo, gusto nyo ayusin yung alignment, that's the time where CSS or cascading style sheet comes in. Adjust the alignment of your elements. Ayan. Hindi po talaga papunta yung H doon. Yun nga. Kakasabi ko lang pala. Ayun. CSS. Okay? Then next is, na tayo. Balik tayo. Webinar field set. Almost done. Okay, so let's see. Okay, yan na. Almost done, guys. Alright, let's create another field set. Alright, and then we're going to add a table. Kaya hindi ko to kinopy-paste. Kasi pag kinopy nyo to, madami ng laman, malilito kayo i-modify yung susunod na field set. So, yun lang minsan, sometimes hindi ko din kinakopy para hindi. Baka kasi may maiwan tayo na hindi naman natin kailangan. Wala yung hugot Ayan. Tapos, legend. Ayan. Ito naman, ipapangalan natin dito ay webinar. So, yung the break. And then, webinar. Ayan. Okay. And then, below that, we're going to put our row, which is tr. Oops. Gusto ko ayusin tr. Ayan. Okay. And then inside that, we have td. Ayan. We're going to add an attribute called align. Then we're going to align it in the center. Inside that, we're going to put a break tag. Then we're going to create a button. So, itong button na to, ito yung hide or show details ng ating webinar. Okay? Workshop. May idea na ako. Workshop. Dahil nag-workshop tayo ngayon. Okay? Medyo mabibilis na ako, guys. Let me know lang. Ipipaste ko din yung code daan sa Facebook tsaka sa YouTube. So, we're going to create a div tag. Then, we're going to assign an ID called details. Ayan. And inside of this tag, we're going to put the details. So I'm going to use the paragraph tag. Inside of that, I'm going to create when. And then we're going to put here September 2, 2022. Ayan. I'm going to put 10 a.m. to 12 noon. And then we're going to put the break tag. So, again, question. Ang break tag ba ay magdadagdag ng space inside the paragraph tag? Yes or no? Ang break ba ay magdadagdag ng space sa loob ng paragraph tag? Yes or no? Review tayo. Ayan. Mag-a-add po ba ng space ang break tag sa loob ng paragraph? Yes or no? Uulitin ko. Mag-a-add ba ng space ang break tag sa loob ng paragraph tag? Yes or no? And why? So, ngayon madaming nag-yes. Ayan. Bakit yes? Sabi ni Brian, normal lang yan. Makikipag-break ng hingi ng space, tapos di ka na babalikan kasi break up na pala yun. Charot. No daw. O, ayan, nagagalit na si Egg Gaming. Joke. Ampersand NBSP lang po yung nag-work sa loob ng P. Yes, sabi ni Ryzen, no, another line. Very good. So, that's one thing na you need to look out for. Medyo tricky diba? Trick questions when it comes to this one. Element, attribute, break line, non-breaking space. Again, pag non-breaking space, mag-a-add siya ng space. Pag break tag, it will create another line. Okay? Ayan, very good. Sige. Ayan, alam kong nakakalito talaga, especially that you're starting. So, it's more on the familiarization. Yun yung gusto ko na mabitbit nyo din. It's more on the familiarization, not the memorization. Okay? Yun yung important. Next is facilitator, yarn, the Atcha. Okay. Ayan. Tama na ba to? Okay. Alright, save na dito. And then after, alright, meron akong question. Can I proceed to the next slide na ba o hindi? Observe niyo yung syntax. Merong, kompleto na ba to o may kulang? Ayan. Can I proceed na on the next line or merong kulang? Let's see. Especially with coding, kailangan malinaw din yung mata mo pagtingin kung tama na ba yung kinocode mo. Ayoko maghugot. Ayan. Very good. Walang close tag. Ayan. Okay. Malayo lang pa to. Ayun, nakatago lang pala yung close tag. Very good. Next is after that, below the div tag, I'll add a non-breaking space. Eto, space lang to. It won't go to the next line. And then I'm going to add a button, a submit button. Okay? Ayan, submit. Almost done na tayo, guys. And after that, after the TR, I'm going to create another row. Again, huwag kayong malito after ng row natin. Gagawa ulit tayo ng row. Inside that row, I'm going to add a label. And inside that label, I'm going to add topic with a bold tag inside of the label tag. And then below that, we're going to put web development for beginners. Okay, titingnan. Bakit nakabukas yung terminal ko? Baba ko na lang. Ayan. Ika-copy-paste ko to. Don't worry. Ito, wait lang. Sa log to ng second field set. Ito sa mga Facebook viewers natin. Ayan. Sa Facebook kasi madali mo i-paste. Itong YouTube hindi. Hatiin ko lang muna to. Okay? One moment lang. Dito muna sa YouTube. Ayan. Hatiin ko lang siya, guys. Ayan. So, isang buo yan sa loob ng field set. Okay? Tapos na tayo. Actually, tapos na tayo sa first part. Titingnan na natin yung output natin. Refresh. O, di ba? Tapos na. Ay, ba't may mali? $sign kasi. Dapat ampersand. Save. Yun. We have the same output. Okay. Alright, very good. Pwede po makita yung code bandang age. Of course, bandang age. Eto, bigay ko na din to sa'yo. Don't worry. Ayan. If you need it. Okay. Pwede ko ma-paste. No. Ay, masyado siyang mahaba. Ayan, unti-untiin ko na lang. Ayan, okay. Ayan. Alright. Ayan na. Very good. Tapos na tayo. Sa HTML. Okay? Balikan lang natin yung presentation. Presentation yung binabalikan. Ayan. Okay. Diba? Very good. Next is JavaScript. The most awaited part. Yung mag-add ng functionality sa inyong web page. Again, uulitin ko lang itong workshop natin. It's beginner friendly. So we won't add any add difficulty when it comes to learning JavaScript. It's not computational. It's more on fetching lang yung button, assigning the button to show or hide details of the webinar. So I'm going to show you an example. Ay, nawala na example ko. Ito na lang. Ayan siya. Ito yung JavaScript part niya. Diba? Again, it's like the muscles. It adds functionality to your web page. Kahit static siya, meron pa rin siyang mga functionality tulad nito. Ayan, may routine Ayan, okay? Alright. So let's proceed with that. We're going to add JavaScript na. So when adding JavaScript, there are two ways to add your syntax. It's either you can add it on the header or you can add it in the body. So for this example, we're going to put it at the head tag. Okay? Alright. So inside your head tag, ayan, below title, we're going to add a script. Ito yung JavaScript natin. And inside that, we're going to add a function. Ayan, we're going to name it details. So dito mo ilalagay lahat ng functions na need mo. Ito dahil ang gusto lang naman nating mangyari sa ating web page is to show or hide the details of the workshop. So we're going to name our function details para mas madaling intindihan. Then we're going to assign a variable called x, and this variable is assigned to document, ayan, dot get element by ID. Inside that, we're going to put here details. Let's look back. Don't forget yung semicolon. Wait lang, mag-check lang ako. Ayan. Kukunin niya yung ID ng div, which is details. That's why we're going to assign it here. Get element by ID. Diba? Ni-review na natin ano yung pinagkaiba ng element at ano yung ID in the element. So, in our div tag, we assign an attribute called ID, and the ID's value is details. Okay? Alright, and then below that, we're going to put a conditional statement. And an example of a conditional statement is an if statement. Ayan, wait lang. Next, wait lang sa notes ko. Ayan. O, meron namang spammer, guys. So, yon. So, we're going to add a conditional statement. And, okay. So, inside here, so a conditional statement, this is for the button. Dito natin malalaman kung napindot ba yung hide or show button. Then we're going to assign our variable. Going to put style.display. 1, 2, 3, done. So, kung nagtataka kayo, Atcha, paano mo nakukuha yung mga sorry, nakalagay sa function? Memorize mo ba yan? Hindi. So, Stack Overflow lang ko din nalalaman yan or natututunan or W3 schools. So if you want to explore functions, for example, show or hide an element or a paragraph, you can just search Stack Overflow. Nandun mo makikita yung different JavaScript na scripts na pwede nyo gamitin at i-explore. So xstyle.display, ayan, block. So ibig sabihin, hindi niya i-hide niya yung element. Ayan, tatlo po pa talaga yung equals. Yes, tatlo. And then else, ayan, x.style.display is set to 1. Don't forget yung semicolon. Okay? Next step. Ayan. Ito, save nyo, gagana na to. Double check nyo lang, wait lang. Ayan. Refresh. Oh, wait. May baliktad ba? Nasa ilalim. Wait lang. Nilipat ko ata to before. Nire-recall ko lang. May tatry lang ako, guys. May button. Eto. Okay. Ayan. Ayan natin. Ayaw, bakit? Check natin. Dito na tayo mag-debug. So, details. Div ID. Sa loob niyan. Ito yung i-hide niya. Kung ano yung nasa loob ng details. So, double check ko lang. Details. Tama naman yung spelling. Wait. Wala. May na-delete ako, kaya pala hindi gumagana. Wait lang. Let's see. Ayun, na-delete ko. Ayan. Then, try natin. Ayaw pa din. Bakit? Double check ko lang. None. See. Okay. Oh, sige. Ayun daw. Try ko nga to. Try ko nga ang dalawa. Pero inisip ko ba't hindi gumagana. Inulit ko lang din yung project file ko. Ayaw. Wait lang, may mali talaga eh. Wait lang. Let's check. Let's see. Document.get element by ID details. Tama naman. Minsan kasi spelling, namamali, ganun. Okay, pwede din. Sige, try natin yung sabi ni Chio. Baka hindi na gumagana pag ganun. Try natin. Baka nga naman gumana. Ayaw pa din, Gio. Paano yan? Wait, okay. Pero nakuha ko na kung bakit. Pero hintayin ko lang kayo. May napansin ako kung ba't hindi gumagana. Ayan. Sige, wait ko lang kayo. Wait lang. Tignan natin kung makuha nyo. Ako na alam ko na kung ba't hindi gumagana. May mali. Ay, may kulang. Ayan. Tignan natin, especially sa mga may background sa web development. Tingnan nyo bakit hindi, pag kiniklik ko yung button, hindi gumagana. Kasi, hindi natin inassign si button. So, dapat i-assign natin si button na pag-limit natin, which is on-click attribute, gagawin niya yung function ni details. Okay? Ayun. Tama si Christian. Hindi natawag yung function. Kaya hindi gumagana. Okay? So, ayan. Details, save. Okay? Very good. Ayan. So, dito na tayo. Refresh natin. Ayun, gumagana na siya. Ayan, tama. Very good, guys. Okay? Ayan, patapos na tayo. Diba? Very good. Nice. Marunong na kayo gumamit ng JavaScript. Especially calling the function. Alam niyo na yung pinagkaiba ng elements, attributes, ganyan. Very good. Almost there. Let's go back to the presentation. Ayan. So, ito na nga. Ayan. On click. We assign an ID and a function, and then from there we created our script for the hide or show toggle function. Okay? Ito yung output before, and then yun yung output after. Okay? Next is the CSS. This is the time for you to be creative. Ayan. So, ito yung sample na ginawa ko. There's a lot to improve with this one. But for this one, I want you to explore CSS and show your creativity. But I'm going to show an example of this one still. Wait lang. Para may na tayo. So, habang, ayan, pina-finalize nyo or nagde-debug din kayo dyan, ito yung about CSS. So, again, it's how you style, it's how you design your HTML document. Describes how HTML elements should be displayed. So, kanina may nagtanong kung mapapantay ba yung age dun sa loob ng personal information field set. So, yes, it's through the CSS or cascading style sheet. Okay? And then, cascading style sheet. And then, this is an example of a CSS. So, punta lang kayo dito, ipapaste ko to. Ayan. Ito din sa Facebook. Sabi ni Sunshine, saan po na-check if gumagana? Okay, gagay dito Sunshine, don't worry. So wait lang, balikan lang natin si Sunshine. So, para ma-check kung gumagana, you can, kung nagamit ka ng Visual Studio Code, you can press F5 or at the top part of your Visual Studio Code, you can select Run and then select Start Debugging. And then, dito magpa-pop up na siya. And then, pag ini-edit mo, you can just refresh it, mag-apply naman yung changes. Pero kung ikaw ay gumagamit ng Notepad, Sublime, ganyan, you can just open your browser or say, open with browser yung file type nyo. Okay. Asa na ba mi? Ayun, okay. And if you're going to create your style sheet, you can just put style.css. Makikita nyo. Yan siya. And of course, you need to assign your style sheet. So, see. Ayan, syntax. Nakalimutan ni Atcha kung paano i-assign yung style sheet. Wait lang. Here, ayan. You can paste it para matest nyo. Pero of course, need muna natin i-link. So, question sa mga may background in web development, paano mo i-link yung style sheet mo sa HTML mo? Ayan. So, for example, ganun yung tanong mo. What you're going to do is link. Ayan. Ganyan ka lang mag-search. Tapos meron ka namang resources. Pre-Codecamp, maganda din resource. So, that's how you identify kung ano yung need, yung dapat na line na gagamitin. So, this one, saan na ba yun? Hindi, iba to. Tingnan natin si Free Codecamp. Ayan, file linking. Yun yung tamang term. So, ito, link. Ganyan. You don't need to code it from scratch. You can just copy-paste it and then make sure na yung href mo is correct. And then, importante din na nasa loob ng folder yung style.css. Kung galing siya sa ibang folder, for example, galing siya sa web folder, ganito yung magiging itsura niya. Okay? Ayan, tama si Jasper. Tsaka si Tom. Very good. Hi, Atcha. Pwede bang balikan tong video? I was to sa first table pa lang. Oo, Patricia. Okay lang. Wait lang. YouTube yung nakikita ko. Meron mong Facebook. Ayan. Okay? Ayan. Alright. Sige, save na natin to. And then makikita nyo dito sa ating output yung changes. Okay? Then it's very customizable. So dito, ito kasi, itong tag na to sa style, it's editing everything in the body tag. So, pwede mo itong palitan. You can either put a hex color in here or pwede straight name ng color, pink. Ayan. Pero if you want to be specific, you can change it. H1 niya is white. Pwede mo itong gawing blue. Save mo lang. Magiging blue siya. Diba, mukha namang Jedepon. Ayan. And then, paragraph. Pwede mo palitan yung font family. Pwede itong font. Try nga natin Comic Sans. Hindi na ba gumagana yung Roboto? Favorite font ko, Roboto. Ay, gumagamit. Font family nga pala to. Hindi font ano. Ayan. So, madami. And if you're looking for options dito, font size, font family, font base, madami kasing different types of syntax for this one. You can freely go to CSS. Tingnan mo to, fonts. Dito mo makikita yan, no? Mayroong serif, sans serif, more information para ma-identify mo yung pinagkaiba-iba nila. So, ito, generic font family. Kung wari gusto mo na cursive, Lucida. Tingnan natin. Ay! Baka may suggestions din siya sa Visual Studio Code, Yun yung maganda. Automatic na siya magpa-populate and then pag sinave mo, pag niran mo, wait lang nawala. Ayan, pag niran mo, magte-take in effect naman siya. Ano siya cursive, no? Ayan, ganyan siya. Depende kasi minsan browser-based eh. Try natin sa Chrome. Pero, stop muna natin to. Yun din pala minsan, lalo na nung kung nag-thesis din kami, iba yung itsura sa Edge, iba yung itsura sa Chrome. So, that's one thing you have to consider din. Ayan. Okay? Try natin ito. Save. Asan na yung... hindi ko pa pala nararan. Run natin. This is Chrome. Chrome na pala to. Wait. Gusto ko Edge. Ay. Ayaw. Ano yung ayaw ng ganito? Ayan, tanggalin ko to. So, yeah, usually ganyan na lang ginagawa ko. Dinidelete ko na lang para mag-umulit siya. Ayun. Ayan, ganyan itsura niya. Hide show. Okay? Tapos yung buttons, wait, open tayo ng file. Meron akong other example for you guys. Eto. Ito yung dati kong, hindi ito yun. Open file. Where is it? Sign up. Set this one. Check ko lang. Nasa desktop ata siya. Ito ba? Ayun. Ito. Ayan. Ito yung example ko na pinakita. Paste ko lang dito. Save ko. And then, pag mira natin to. Tcharam! Yan yung pinakita ko example kanina. So, makikita nyo, ang dami pang i-improve dito, lalo na kung i-incorporate nyo or i-apply nyo yung web design principles. But that's for another topic. I also have a video about that. Pasend po ng source code. Okay, I can give you a copy of the source code. I think, paano ko ba ito i-ano? Pa-paste po dito CSS nyo po. You're watching from Facebook? Yeah, I can definitely paste this sa Facebook. Hindi. Comments can no longer be longer than 8,000 characters. Wait lang. Hatiin ko muna, Jacob, Tignan natin. Masyado daw mahaba. Ayan. Nag-send ba? Ayan yung una. And then, sa YouTube kasi mahirap eh. Maikli lang yung kinukuha nila. Ayan naman yung sa other half. Pasend po ng source code. So, sa mga nanghihingi ng source code, you can, gawin na lang natin, you can message me on my Facebook page. Nasaan na ba yun? Para mabigay ko sa inyo yung file, zip file, siguro yung, or Google Drive link. Diyan ko na lang isi-send. Or wait, pwede kong gawin ngayon actually. Para di na kayo mahirapan. Gagawin ko na ngayon. Ayan. So, this is the time for us to wrap up. We have 15 minutes left. So, ito na din yung good time para i-finalize nyo. Kung meron kayong mga errors, let me know. So, we can wrap up. And then, para after this, I can also see yung mga output nyo. Okay, let me create a folder lang. Gagawin ko na to now for you guys. So, ito yung code. If need nyo kung mag-scroll down or something, just let me know. Web development. Ayan, bibigyan ko kayo ng link. Share. Anyone with the link? Copy. Ayan, you're welcome, CJ. Ayan yung link, guys, sa YouTube tsaka sa Facebook. I-upload ko na dyan right now yung ating output. So, let's see. One moment. Web development, sign up design. Delete ko lang to. Ah, okay. Web dev, sign up to delete. Ay, nakabukas. So, ang bubuksan nyo dito yung sign up. Isi-zip file ko na lang to para accessible siya. Ayan. Ay, nawala yung, ayan. Balik ko lang yung PowerPoint. Zip file. Okay. Ayan, uploading na siya ngayon sa Drive. Ayan, na-upload ko na siya sa Drive. Ayan, may copy na kayo. So, just add your, just download it on the link. Ayan. If pwedeng ipin na lang din siguro ni StackTreck yung comment ko sa Facebook para di din matabunan. Ayan, thank you guys. Okay, so again, yun kaya nire-recommend ko din talaga yung Visual Studio Codes para di na kayo mahirapan mag-code. Ayan, mag-isip kung ano yung ilalagay yung value dun sa attribute nyo. Kasi pag Notepad++, mahirap talaga. Tulad nun, if you're going to put yung HTML document nyo, you just have to enter exclamation point and meron ka ng template. So, it's easy. Ayan, and very efficient. Okay? Alright, let's see. Sa YouTube din po, miss. Ayan, nilagay ko na. Ulitin ko lang ulit. Ito ulit. Ayan. Okay? Let's see. Let's wrap up na din. One moment. Ayan. See. Thank you. Ayun, nakita ko pin na. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see. One moment. Medyo mabagal lang yung yung end ko. May kukunin lang sana akong link. Wait lang, guys. Atcha. Let's see here. Link. Kailangan ko ng link. Where's the link? Ayun. Kita ko na. Ayan. Okay. Alright. So, I'm about to wrap up na din. And guys, congratulations on creating your first, web page. And ito din, I encourage you to never stop learning. Nakita nyo naman din, meron din tayong umattend na web developers, mga professionals, full stack developers. And maganda din gawin tong workshop na to na refresher for them. Ayan. And I also have other resources kung gusto nyo pa matuto. Ayan, you can also check me on my socials. I'm also on YouTube, Atcha Abe, and on my Facebook page. If you want to learn more about web development, web design, kung paano nyo gagawing responsive yung web page nyo, you can definitely not found yung link. Sige, wait lang. You can definitely check it there. I also do entertainment videos. You can check me there as well. I'm also on LinkedIn if you want to connect with me professionally. I'm also on Instagram and Twitter. Ayan. Okay. And before I end, I would also like to know your feedback for today's session. Ayan, chinat ko siya dyan. Let me know how I did today. Ano yung mga need ko i-improve. I would definitely appreciate that. Masyado bang nag-rap si Atcha, or kung meron kayong interested na mga topics na gusto nyo pa matutunan, please let me know. So this will also give me an idea kung ano yung need natin i-share to the community. Then I'm also happy to share them with you. Ayan, let me check lang din yung access na access ng file. Ipipaste ko lang din ulit. Ayan. Please. Ay, hindi yan yun. Wait lang. Iba yan. Feedback form yan. Copy link. Ayan. And then sa YouTube din. You're welcome. Ayan. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Again, don't forget to answer the feedback form so I would know. And then, yeah, I'm open for questions if you have any. Thank you so much. Ayan. And presentation. Ayan. Do you have any questions, guys?
All right. So thank you very much, Atcha, for that very detailed and informative demonstration on web development. And I can see that all of our viewers are very drawn and very eager to learn about web development. And you're very engaging in terms of your presentation. So marami din talagang mga viewers natin ang gustong-gustong ginagawa yung pagkikreate ng kanilang web page. All right. So before we dive into our next program and announcement, is there anything else that you wanted to add, Atcha?
Um, Nothing so far, just the feedback form I would appreciate that. And also, yeah, you can, if you want to learn more, you can really go to my YouTube channel and check my tutorials there. Also, if you want to challenge yourself, meron din ako mga Python, PHP. So, yun naman, if you're not familiar with that Python, PHP, these are also other technologies that you can use in web development or what we commonly call programming language. I also have a tutorial about SQL, about information security. Importante din na na-secure natin ng ating mga web applications. Mostly, most of my tutorials are beginner-friendly, especially those who would like to start their career in tech. So you can really check them out as well. And if you want to, especially for professionals watching, meron din ako mga cloud talks or resources on my Facebook page. They can really check them out. And also, of course, StackTreck and Stack League, you can follow them, di ba? Madami ding events ang StackTreck. Of course, I would like to promote and I appreciate you guys inviting me. So, stay tuned, guys, and we give you free resources naman every month for free.
Okay, so thank you so much for promoting StackTreck and StackTreck for our upcoming events. And also, if you need more details, you can connect with Atcha after this session. Can you share again with everyone, Atcha, how can they reach you?
So, okay, let me copy then. One moment. I'll give the links right now. So, the links here. Ayan, okay. So, sa mga nanonood sa YouTube, ito. Ayan, I'm pasting it right now one by one. I think yun lang yung challenge with YouTube and Facebook magkahiwalay. Pero, ayan, na-paste ko na um, sa YouTube, and then let me also paste it on here sa Facebook naman. Ayan. Ayan, I'm all set. Ayan, thank you.
All right. So thank you again, Atcha, for your presentation and demonstration about web development. And really hope that we could collaborate again and help our non-tech who wants to be part of the tech community, to have more knowledge about web development and of course other parts of technology also. So thank you so much, Atcha.
Thank you then.
Okay, so now we move on to our next program this morning. Well, it's about whether you're a career shifter or a graduating student who is interested in pursuing a career in tech and would love to start their journey as a programmer or developer. Our full stack coding bootcamp might be something for you. So to discuss the full stack coding bootcamp, we have here Jean Caneda, program manager from StackTreck.
Start learning programming. On your screen is the JobStreet 2022 salary report, and at number one, the highest paying job in the Philippines right now is coming from the computer and IT industry, in which the median salary for an entry level position is 20,700 pesos. So that is just the average salary only, and it can even get higher based on skill set and assessment results. So not only that it is the highest paying job, but also it is an ideal job because IT professionals get to work remotely at home or anywhere. Candidates versus vacancies in IT. The IT industry is a fast-paced industry, and due to continuous advancements, there are lots of vacancies but limited number of candidates. In 3 to 5 years, government, banks, hospitals, and even non-tech industries will start hiring programmers as everything is being transferred online already. Moreover, the serious shortage in tech talents means anyone who has a programming skill can easily get a job. So not just any job, but the highest paying job in the Philippines. StackTreck Bootcamp advantages. StackTreck Bootcamp is highly intensive as we are focused more into programming and coding. Our practice is to train and expose people to lots of coding exercises and activities to fully prepare them for real-life work activities of a programmer or developer. And at StackTreck, we don't just rely on books or resources. We always make sure to stay on track with the continuous improvements and updates of various programming languages, tools, and technologies. And upon completion of the bootcamp, our learners are expected to be job ready and equipped for professional tech projects. Curriculum overview of StackTreck Bootcamp. We have Code Foundations, Introduction to Web Development, JavaScript, PostgreSQL, Node.js, Express, React.js, Security, and Web Hosting. So these are the programming languages or stacks that learners will tackle and learn throughout the bootcamp. Full Stack Bootcamp Overview. StackTreck offers digital and co-living bootcamps. For digital, it is fully online. And then for co-living, it is a mix of online and face-to-face learning together with other learners who will learn and live together in a designated coding campus located at BGC. For the price, they are both study first, pay later. And then for the duration, for digital, we offer full-time, which lasts for 4 months, and part-time, which lasts for 6 months. And then for co-living, we only offer full-time. And then for the classes, there's an allotted hour for synchronous. So this is the time wherein learners together with trainers or instructors virtually meet together to share feedbacks, progress, and record attendance. And then for asynchronous, this is the time where learners answer and submit coding exercises with the help of our trainers via one-on-one tutoring sessions using our live trainer feature in our learning management platform. Then for the projects, for digital, it will be solo. And then for co-living, it will be both solo and team. For one-on-one trainer, code reviews and feedbacks, career support, job interview guarantee. So these are all available for both digital and co-living. As for the accommodation, food, gym, and cultural events, so those are available only for co-living bootcamp. To fully dive more into the co-living bootcamp, so co-living bootcamp is an industry-first, all-inclusive bootcamp where the accommodation, the food, internet connection, and other cultural events are included in the package. So you get to learn and focus on your programming or coding studies for 4 months, and there will be career series with leaders and innovators. So all throughout the 4 months, of course, there will be times that you need to be free from all the coding stuff. For the learners to refresh and recharge themselves, there will be series of barbecue nights, movie nights, and weekend parties. And also included in the co-living package is us connecting you to our large network of tech companies for jobs. And here are some of the amenities that you can use in the StackTreck MyTown coding campuses. Now, study now, pay later. So as mentioned earlier, our bootcamp is a study now, pay later program. So how does this work? First, StackTreck covers upfront costs. So these includes teachers, servers, support, accommodation, etc. And in return, learners, successful learners, start paying 17% for digital and 25% for co-living via monthly income share for 2 years. And then payments from previous learners cover the cost for new SNPL learners. So this is the beauty of our SNPL model, and this is our way to provide accessible programming education to lots of Filipinos and help them improve their lives. Now you might be wondering how much will be your starting salary once you have landed a tech job. At StackTreck, we guarantee to connect you to jobs with 25K to 30K starting salaries. And we have already secured 1,200 of these jobs. And here are some of our job partners. We have Calavera, Manulife, MeRemote, Gecko Philippines, Solutions Resource, and AHG Lab. Now here's an example calculation. For digital bootcamp, let's say you have a potential salary of 25,000. Now your monthly bootcamp payment will be 4,250 pesos. And you still get to take home 20,750 pesos. And as for the co-living bootcamp, let's say you have a potential salary of 30,000. Then your monthly bootcamp payment will be 7,500 pesos. And then you still get to take home 22,500 pesos. So please be reminded that these are just the estimated ones. So not bad for a starting programmer. Now why choose StackTreck Bootcamp? Number one, StackTreck owns the largest online programming league in the country. And that being said, the ability to challenge the best programmers in the country also means that we are capable of teaching. With this, you will be exposed to the best programmers and developers as your trainer. And our wide industry network allows us to connect our learners to many tech companies for jobs. And then second, StackTreck together with the DICT initiated the largest tech talent development in the country, which allows us to help many aspiring programmers through facilitating various workshops and seminars. And then lastly, StackTreck has the country's most advanced edtech. Our training and learning management platform was selected as one of the Southeast Asia Top 10 EdTech and Global EdTech Startup Awards with expert judging panel like Google, Pearson, Udemy, EduLab, and Wikipedia. If you are interested to apply in the bootcamp, you may send your bootcamp application to these links. For individual application, it's bit.ly/StackTreck Bootcamp application. And then for team application, it's bit.ly/StackTreck Bootcamp team application. If you have questions about the bootcamp, you may book a 10-minute one-on-one consultation via calendly.com/StackTreck-bootcamp.
All right, so thanks, Jean, for that very informative presentation about our full stack bootcamp. So we will be having another info session on September 8th, Thursday, 11 a.m. So for those participants right now who are interested to know more about full stack bootcamp, you may attend our next info session on September 8th, Thursday, 11 a.m. Okay. So if you have any more questions about the boot camp, you may book a 10-minute one-on-one consultation with our team. You can book a slot via calendly.com/stacktrek-bootcamp. All right. So for those naman who want to continue in improving your programming skills and receive prizes while you're at it, you can sign up at Stackly and solve as many challenges as you can. Just go to stackly.com. And if you also have more questions for our speaker this morning, you can go to StackTreck's Facebook page and send us your queries, and we will be informing our speaker for today. And you may also send us an email at info@stacktreck.com. And to get more updates on webinars such as this, like and follow Facebook page of StackTreck. It's fb.com/StackTreck/events, and stay tuned for our next sessions. All right. So on behalf of StackTrack team, I would like to say thank you for everybody for joining the Code Your Future with StackTrack Web Development for Beginners workshop with Atcha Abe. So this has been your host, King. Have a great day, everyone.